Всім привіт, це Чорнобиліт, давно вже не грав я в цю ігру. Ну, ви ж і так прекрасно знаєте, що я і граю так, виходить своє насолодження. Типу, щоб я прям такий був прям сильним летсплеєром, летсплейщиком, напевно так. Ігровим блогером чи ще ні, це видно не про мене. А так, насолоду грати точно ні.
Let's talk.
It's about my mother, or rather, about what she found. I didn't tell you this before, because I didn't know if I could trust you. I think I know why they took my mom. She was dangerous to NAR. It wasn't a coincidence, she saw something, even took a photo. You see, when NAR first came here, they pretended to be friendly. They offered free examinations to several sample shells, and even promised my mother medical assistance. It was all a ruse, of course. My mother was invited to their lab and she ended up seeing something she wasn't supposed to.
Про лабораторію запитаємо.
She was inside their lab. You should have told me about this sooner. Do you know what she saw?
They were running experiments with Chernobylite on human subjects. All volunteers, of course. Soon after that, people started vanishing, my mom included.
Зачіпкою доказане правомірних дій НАР.
Do you still have the photo?
No, my mom always kept it on her.
Значить, немає. Збирати інші докази.
Is there any other proof to back up your mother's account?
No, but I can't see my mother lying about something like that. She only ever had the Samuel's best interest at heart.
Нехай продовжує.
My mother was the least selfish person I've ever known. She wanted to help everyone who suffered from the Chernobyl disaster in any way she could. She paid the ultimate price for her kind heart. Now, I have to find out why and make this right.
I get it. Really. She sounds like an amazing lady. How can I help?
I know it's a lot to ask, but I need to know what my mother saw in that lab. I need you to go to Lenin Square and get inside. There must be something there incriminating NAR. This will help your search for Tatiana as well. If she's in the zone, she must somehow be part of all of this.
It won't be easy, but I'll definitely try.
Ось і є завдання. Треба буде сходити до
Ігор,
нього.
a moment, please. I heard you talking to our she-wolf here. You don't want to go to Lenin Square. I don't think you're ready. Who knows what you'll be up against?
I think I've proved myself quite capable, no?
You can harness the power of Chernobylite, an impressive feat. But what if they find a way to disable it?
You're probably right. What do you propose?
I'll do it.
With a broken arm? Besides, we have no idea what we'll find. It's very likely we'll need my scientific expertise to assess the situation.
I'm not a complete imbecile, you know. I can tell the difference between a centrifuge and a, I don't know, kitchen robot.
Of course you can, Olivier. Don't take this the wrong way, but I still think I should be the one to go.
All right, Igor, what's next?
І що тепер це? Ай, тобто може піти і Олівер? А я тоді куди піду? Ну, все-таки, да, як я знаю, тут тільки я можу виконувати такі місії. Відправимо його. Постачу боєприпасів. Ольга. Оцих припасів хай Сашко. А діда особо нікуди й не відправиш. Хай залишається на базі.
It seems that Olga's mother was onto something that got her killed. Could it be the key to finding out about the NAR's plans? Just be very careful, my love. I feel you getting closer to the heart of evil. Soon you may reach a point of no return.
На словах то так, але мені здається, що не все закінчено. Так, що у нас тут по мапі? Ага, тільки одна точка є, да? Я зрозумів.
After the lab, Igor. Should be in the middle of NAR's camp. See if you can slip in unnoticed. Don't get in any fight unless you have to.
Sure thing, Mum. And don't worry, I've got my sweater.
You've got some issues, don't you?
Okay. Now's not the time to get distracted.
Locate the lab and try to reach it without drawing attention. You don't want to fight all these guys at once.
Ну, тут я з ним згоден. Влаштовувати просто так перестрілку не хочеться. А тут нема нічого, я так розумію, да? Угу. Немає. Прикро. Тож все, що було, те я і взяв. О, ні зверху, ні знизу, нема нічого. Ай, не туди. Так, а куди? Ага, туди. Бо я трішки розгубився, куди його йти. Угу. Інтересно, мені той таракан дав приблуду, що це тепер можна побачити ворогів. Погано, якщо вони двоє йдуть сюди. Угу. Треба, щоб вони обоє спинами до мене були повернуті. А там... Ні, там вікна немає. Той пішов. І ти йди. Ось так буде краще. Ну, як сказати, перестріляти можна попробувати, ну... Я не хочу, типу, щоб моя команда за це все дуже сильно переживала. Я, напевно, не встигну, да? Напевно, сюди буде йти. А, ні. Пощастило. О, бачиш, ще там воно хтось є. А, до речі, логічно. Що так збоку можна побачити, що хтось є. В цьому плані ігра трішки все-таки продумана. Так, це на цьому рівні. Він один тут.
Prepare 50 mils of ferric chloride and 100 mils of chlordiazepoxide.
I know know that voice. Where have I heard it before?
Right away.
Send everything to the main laboratory tent. Don't make me wait.
Yes, sir. Who are you? What are you doing in here?
That man on the phone. Who was it?
You're Kim In-yuk. Dear God, please don't hurt me.
I asked you a goddamn question.
My boss, you mean? I don't know his real identity. Almost nobody does, I swear.
Do you really want to play it this way? I can see you're scared, and rightfully so. But it seems you're deliberately trying my patience.
No, not at all, sir. Please, I can't tell you what I don't know. But I can tell you other things. Just ask. Just don't kill me. I can be useful. You'll see.
Vanya, my patience is wearing thin. Where are those damned chemicals?
Answer him, but casually. Relax.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll send them right away. Apologies for the delay.
Spare me the excuses and move! I need that core diazopoxide and I need it now! You two, continue without me. I hope for your sakes you don't screw this up.
It would be best if you forgot I was ever here.
Of course. I won't tell a soul.
Так, треба якось непомітно спуститися. Так, цей зверху. А один тут ходить, да? Ще один тут ось є. Більше знизу нема нікого? Ні, але можуть мене побачити зверху. Значить що? Це на світло вийшов, це ми по-любому побачили. Якось пройти непомітно в тіні, да? Там воно ходить. Дайте подумати. Там воно бачу на вишки хтось. І цей підходить, да? Мені головне, щоб ось цей пішов. Все, він пішов. Там, походу, такий самий асистент відсвічується.
Look at the tissue structure. This used to be a liver, if you can believe it. We need to collect samples.
The brain is hyperactive. Look at the chart. But it still doesn't respond to any stimuli. The previous subject had quite a different reaction. What's behind this difference, I wonder? Age? Sex?
Це вони за інфікованих говорять.
Vanya? Finally! Who the hell are you? What did you do with Vanya?
Stay very still if you want to live.
Please don't hurt us. We're scientists.
Yeah, so was Dr. Mengele. Are you performing a vivisection without anesthesia? Administering shots of typhus? What are you doing exactly? I really want to know.
No, nothing like that. We're not beasts. We treat our patients as humanely as possible. But you have to understand that...
Scientific advancement requires sacrifice. Other people's sacrifice.
You make it sound sinister. But yes, everything we do is for the greater good.
How does it work? Are you shooting these poor souls up full of Chernobylite?
I can't talk about that. The NDA we signed is very strict. The penalties...
Did you just say NDA? Are you for real? Stop being a corporate stooge and start thinking about your own life.
Sure, you're right, of course. We started out giving them shots, but that was just the first stage. We're way past that now.
Uh-huh.
It was, you see. The fatality rate was... it didn't bring the desired results.
We've moved from administering nano-solutions to directly editing human genomes to enhance them with Chernobylite. We've developed our own Chernobylite CRISPR.
Your patients or subjects, whatever you call them. Especially the locals. What happened to them?
Which ones? There were many patients here. Some of them didn't make it past the final phase. The others, we don't know.
Don't let him dodge the question. Make him talk.
Look, please, can we all try to stay calm? Let us explain. Modifying genomes is only the first step. Next, we induce a state of superconsciousness in the subject's gamma brainwaves. It's basic neurology. The sympathetic nervous system begins to release enormous amounts of energy straight to the brain via the thalamic gate at the brainstem. When the thalamic gate opens, the energy flows to the pineal gland and... well, there you go. I don't like to use this term, but it opens a third eye.
A third eye? Right. Then what?
Enhanced by Chernobylite, the pineal gland can do incredible things. Release all kinds of energy, and even influence physical objects, as in telekinesis.
You're torturing people so they can bend spoons with their mind? God, what kind of quacks are you?
This is all following the scientific method, believe me. These are closely monitored, replicable experiments. Anyway, when the subject is ready for the final stage, we put them in an induced coma. Contrary to what you might think, it's for their own good.
Explain, and fast. What is this final stage?
Our boss calls it communion. It's when the subject's gamma brainwaves interact with Chernobylite's mental waves, or, well, to tell you the truth, we don't know exactly what it is. Chernobylite is like a virus, in a way. It's not exactly inorganic matter, but neither is it a living organism. It's something in between. And it produces a type of brainwave, even though it clearly has no structured organic tissue.
Звучить дивно, що це таке? Час.
Well, what's the purpose of this communion?
This is where it gets really interesting. You know that Chernobylite can be used to create wormholes, right? You've been doing it yourself. But these wormholes are special. Haven't you noticed? They're not a purely physical phenomenon.
I don't understand. What else could they be?
We know what singularities and the tunnels should look like. We know what they are in theory. But has anyone actually been inside one before?
Bullshit. I've studied Chernobylite too. The exotic energy it contains is powerful enough to create quasi-black holes and passages between them.
We thought so too, at first. But think about this. What if there was an organism, or a virus, an entity powerful enough to create its own singularities?
No biological organism could encapsulate that kind of energy, or survive if it did. A living entity would be torn to shreds.
But Chernobylite is not a normal biological organism, is it? We have no idea what it is. Just try and consider the possibility that the wormholes you're walking into are not something created outside of Chernobylite. They are Chernobylite. You're traveling through the veins and corridors of its multidimensional body.
But what does that have to do with this communion thing?
Isn't it obvious? We're trying to communicate with Chernobylite, or somehow influence it through the mental energy of our subjects. But getting inside this thing's mind, or whatever it is, must be a truly disturbing experience.
Два рази не те саме
You're
сказано.
fucking insane, both of you. You need to stay away from the morphine cabinet for a while. I've heard enough.
Запитати тут. Якщо я дізнаюся більше про пацієнтів, може допомогти мені дістатися Тані.
Who's your patient here?
I'm not sure, but she must have been carefully selected.
Selected? How? Did she volunteer? Or was she maybe run down and captured by soldiers in the woods? Talk!
I'm not familiar with the selection process. Our boss would know. but we know very little about him.
What's your boss in charge of exactly?
The entire biotech division, pretty much everything Chernobylite related, but mainly the impact on human physical and psychological functions.
Запитати про КПП РГ. Радий, що не погуляв уроки генетики і еволюції. Можливо, я зможу зрозуміти, що вони тут роблять.
Clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. How does this work with Chernobylite?
It's similar to a standard gene editing tool. We take specialized protein from a certain bacteria, modify it with Chernobylite, and then target the exact genes we want to modify.
Wait, I know more about physics than genetics, but CRISPR is usually done on embryos, right? And it takes time, sometimes even years, for mutations to show.
Our boss developed his own methods. The process is applied directly in the subject's body. The speed of the mutations has increased exponentially. It no longer takes years, but weeks, sometimes mere days. Marvelous, isn't it?
Просив дати мені достовірні дані і закрити тему.
Enough! All I've got from you so far is a bunch of gibberish. I want to see the actual research. Where do you keep your data? All the research data?
Check the database in this computer. Everything can be accessed from here.
It's password protected, isn't it?
Promise not to kill us and we'll tell you.
Don't worry, I don't give a shit about you. Password.
23#98S$.
Listen to me very carefully, Igor. This research, this data, it's too dangerous to exist. My people died because of it. Delete everything. It won't bring my mother back, but at least no one will profit from her death and the deaths of others.
You need to download this research, Mousy. This is the Rat King's brain stash. It's dangerous, yes, and inhuman. But it could contain the key to defeating him.
Знищити дані.
Good call. I knew you'd see reason.
What have you done, Mousy? Why aren't you following your mentor's guidance? The Rat King must be destroyed. Everything else is irrelevant.
А я з Ольгою трішки був в негарних стосунках. Ну, не сподобається тепер цьому.
I'm sorry, Olga. Nobody deserves to die so horribly.
I was hoping for some good news, but perhaps I was foolish. My mother, these people, they were all just used, processed. How could anyone do something like this? Anyway, did you find anything of value?
Not sure yet. Bizarre theories about Chernobylite, mostly. I don't know if I want to get into the details yet.
Try me. I'm not a bookworm like you, but I'm not stupid either.
Well, NAR seems to think Chernobylite is like a giant turtle that carries our universe on its back. They figure they can tame it and ride it wherever they want. Like a pet.
A turtle?
It's just a metaphor, but the scientific theory behind it is no less insane.
Right. Thanks for trying, I guess.
Хоча, в принципі, більш-менш логічно все. Так, значить, тоді можна ще одну місію пройти у купола, які.
Sup, Igor?
I'm okay. What's on your mind?
Exploring Pripyat sometimes reminds me of my life in Moscow when I was a teenager. We used to live in one of those awful cheap flats called Khrushchevka.
I remember that. I used to live in one as well. They were the epitome of communist architecture.
Right, small, narrow, and claustrophobic. Like a cage made of concrete. A scientist might say its size was inversely proportional to how much the family members hated each other. And somehow it seemed to shrink every year. There was this urban legend going round about the front door being too narrow to fit a coffin through.
I never heard that one.
So, it was better not to die inside. You feel me? I wonder all the time what really happened to my parents. I never even went to their funeral. I had to run. But that's a story for another day, I guess.
I'm really sorry about your parents, Sashko.
Так. Що у нас тут? Ольга.
Have you heard of cloud seeding?
I've heard that it's possible. Why?
Because it was used to save Moscow from the Chernobyl fallout at someone else's expense.
There's a lot of crazy theories surrounding the Chernobyl catastrophe. What's your source for this one?
My mom told me it's what caused my father's thyroid cancer.
But there are a lot of factors involved in...
My mother was a doctor and a chemist. Trust me, she would know. Anyway, she told me what it looked like. Fighter jets shooting bullets with silver iodine in the radioactive clouds. The rain would wash down the toxic particles. The first cleanup operation was just 2 days after the Chernobyl disaster. Obviously, it was done in secret. The goal was to make the rain fall on smaller cities and villages in Belarus and Ukraine, for the cloud could reach Moscow. The little people, of course, every... No,
Ми з нею про це говорили вже.
I can't take it anymore. I don't want to.
Він явно з цих лікарні втік.
Suffering.
What's happening? Is it a vision?
I see a woman. A young woman. She's in so much pain.
What?
The rats got to her. They tied her to a tree. They're eating her alive. No. I cannot watch. They're cutting into her. They're gnawing on her flesh, lapping up her blood.
What are you babbling about? You're not making any sense.
They are so hungry, these rats. Oh, you cannot believe what hunger will drive a living being to do. The Gulag and the Zeno Island. Thousands of little city mice sent on a voyage to hell. My father was there.
It rings a bell, but wasn't that before the war?
Makes no difference, Mousy. Past, present, future. All are the same in the eyes of the Rat King.
Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry about your father.
3 meals are all that separate us from the rats, Igor. Crazed with hunger.
You and your damned rats.
Відносини, звісно.
What's going on, Igor?
А, нічого такого особливого. Я зрозумів, значить що? А, хімікатів я не знайшов. Ну, що в мене тут є? Ох ти ж, йо-моє, треба вигрузити. Сюди, сюди, сюди. Сюди, сюди. Що це в мене до гвинтівки? Ну я собою її не ношу. У мене 2 дробовика. Револьвер є. До револьвера в мене і так багато. Так, все, хай те буде. Ходімо, поспимо. А що тут є? Щось... Симуляція завершена. Недостатньо даних. Аж капець як недостатньо. А Таня давно вже йому не виділась. Ну, в видіннях не було.
Hey there, old-timer. I need you to do something for me.
I'm all ears.
You know I came here to Chernobyl looking for someone.
You mentioned a brother.
Yeah, Ruslan. We grew up together in Moscow. We had to fend for ourselves from an early age.
So you were, like, gangbangers?
The proper term is thieves-in-law, but you don't need to know that.
So why is Ruslan even here?
It's a long story, but our father was a cop. Like a lot of cops, he was a real piece of shit. He beat our mother every time he got drunk, which was always. But I'll never forget the last time he took a swing at my head with a lead pipe. But this time it didn't connect. I wasn't a helpless load of shit anymore, and neither was Ruslan. We grabbed the old man and threw him down the well behind the old house. He was just too much of a bastard to die, though. Only broke his legs.
Йо, батько, безсумнівно домігся свого.
You threw your own father down a well? I guess he must have deserved it. Okay. What's my role in all this?
My brother Ruslan did something he shouldn't, and after this something, he came here to hide in the zone. I've been trying to track him down for months.
Damn. What did he do that would make him hide in a place like this?
That's not important right now. Anyway, my best guess is that he was caught by NAR. I need to meet up with him and ask him some questions. This is very important to me. Search the NAR Mobile Command Center near the old hospital in Pripyat Port. There are some officer uniforms that'll help you infiltrate the power plant. And while you're at it, I want you to look up some info on my brother. Anything you can find on Ruslan Horobets.
Of course.
I knew I could count on you, partner. Stay in touch, just in case. Radio me if you need help.
I will.
Так. Напад на КПП. Ну це ми сюди. Доставка медикаментів Олівер. Ой, так. Харчів. Монстрів. А тоді медикаментів хай Сашко. Я напевно сюди краще діда відправлю, а то чому він тут сидіть буде. А Сашка сюди. Так.
You promised your friend something, and now you need to follow through. Sashko is like a live grenade right now. One wrong move, and he'll explode. Be careful.
Ох! Скільки раз говорив, в мене є сумніви, такі сумніви на рахунок цієї Тетяни, що це вона з ним говорить. Ну, з того, що вони кажуть, що може типу телепатії будь, ну. Це якась дивна телепатія. Угу. Карта. Ух ти ж, йо-моє, куди мені треба бігти? В принципі, тут недалеко. Головне не наштовхнутися на військових. Ось що б я би сказав. Немає? Немає. Так, механізми. Так, де я? Я близько. Значить, десь я пам'ятаю, тут прохід є. Опа. Так, і я вже майже тут. Хтось тут є. Ага, радар покаже, що він не бачить тут нікого. Тут радіація ж. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Хто? Де? Ану. Не бачу. Ну мене зато хтось бачив. Так, щось я геть не зрозумів. Куди ж мені? А, сюди?
I'm at the outpost. A lot of firepower here.
Stay low.
I could try my luck, see if I can take them out.
You got balls, I'll give you that. But no, lure them away from the outpost somehow. Use the field radio. I assume Olivier taught you how to fool these robots. Okay, you got a plan. Get to it.
Living on the streets of Moscow teaches you how to think on your feet, huh? I like it.
Ну, як треба було тут прийти.
Ah, shit!
Ого! Боляче було. Так, використати. Чим це використати? Одна аптечка! Це є унікум. Так, опаньки. Їх тут аж двоє. Треба якось через них пройти. Поки отой мене не бачить, якимось дивним чудом, я постараюся обійти. І помимо цього мені ще якось треба... Ага, і там воно... А, це то йде. А як мені їх відволікти, мене це питання? Оце особливо мене напрягає. Він патрулює. Це з ним саме найпроблематичніше. Цей то стоїть в одному положенні. А з цим треба щось піддумати. Його я можу обезоружити. Ну, типу, оглушити. Хай відійде. Бігом, бігом.
I'm at the radio station.
Good stuff. You know what to do next.
Help! Help! We're under attack! Monsters! God! It just tore Misha to pieces! Ah!
Is this Vova? Sasha? Use the fucking call signs, you moron, and identify yourself!
This is Sasha! Send reinforcements! We're in hot pursuit of our wanted man!
Roger that. Sending team ASAP. Do not engage the enemy. Wait for reinforcements. Do you copy? That was good, but don't get cocky. It'll get you killed. Now move. Last thing you want is for them to catch up to you and your bullshit.
Ні, ну чо, і так непогано вийшов. Рукопашно. Ой. Коротше, все одно треба було глушити. Ну це було смішно. Ну це трішки... Ну ігра не думала, що я так це зроблю просто-напросто. Зікля вона знала, що я так в наглу піду. Так, а куди це мені треба топати? Ах ти ж, йо-моє. Угу. Добре. Постараємося піти в обхід. Боже, тут усе лута того. Мені воно все це, в принципі, і треба, ну... Треба ж і завдання проходити. Угу. Так, він тут один. Так, він тут один.
I see 2 trucks. One of them's loaded with explosives, maybe.
That's odd. Go down there and take a closer look, carefully.
Так, він тут один.
I've got the uniform.
Good. Now see if you can find anything on Ruslan. Team Rhino to combat ops. Team Rhino to combat ops. Over.
Go ahead, Team Rhino.
False alarm. No enemy contact. We're falling back to the truck. Over and out. Read me the fucking report, Igor. Now.
Так, інцидент. Ага.
It seems they caught someone who enlisted under false name. They found out his real identity, Ruslan, and that he was wanted for double homicide in Moscow. My God, Sashko, I'm sorry. I think they killed him in order to deny any involvement.
So, he's dead. I don't get to ask my questions then.
What the hell is so important about these questions? This is your brother.
Yeah, seen as double homicide. It was our parents. I think Ruslan might have been involved in their deaths.
What are you saying? You think Ruslan killed your parents?
I have no idea what happened. I wanted to find out from him directly. Now I never will.
Come on. You know your brother better than that. You and him saved your mum from your abusive asshole of a father. Do you honestly think he would harm her?
Not intentionally, no, but maybe there was an accident, crossfire.
I know you didn't get what you wanted, but you should trust in your memory of Ruslan. I'll see you back at the base.
You're out of your goddamn mind if you think you're going back now. Whatever he did or didn't do, Ruslan is still my brother. I need you to avenge him.
What? You should think things through first. Get some peace of mind.
I don't want peace of mind. I want a piece of them. Mind the place and send those NAR fuckers back to hell.
Ну, що його робить? Не буду.
I can't just kill them in cold blood. They don't deserve to die like that. Not all of them.
No, not everyone deserves to die, but they all do nonetheless. Are you going to do it or not?
No, I won't.
Pathetic. I see now that bringing you along was a mistake. Then I'll have to do it myself. At least then I know it will get done.
Ну блін, я не збираюся так вбивати, не пойми за що. Ой, не пойми за що. І то це, якщо на те пішов, він повинен мститися, а не я. Це типу чужими руками. Ну якось це трішки неправильно. Наприклад, я не люблю, щоб чужими руками там була б якась помста зроблена. Це наскільки... Не то, що неправильно, це наскільки гидко. інше домовлялися з ним. Тут на тобі.
We had a deal. You broke it. Why?
I'm sorry, it just didn't feel right. I'm not a murderer.
You think this is about you now? Pathetic. Back home I'm called a crook, a gangbanger, an outlaw. But I don't let my people down. At least I can say that.
Так, ну той справи він не вбивця, просто. Що да, мені приходилося в цій грі йти проти солдат, вибивати їх. Тебе так називали. Тебе, не його, не Ігора. Це трішки різні речі. Нав'язувати комусь.
This world is doomed, Mousy.
Dial it down a notch. You'll bring the NAR down on us. Or worse.
I can see us all in the devilish clouds, touched by the cold hand from hell. A green swarm is spreading like wildfire, ending everything we know. The Red King is triumphant, but even he falls prey to the horror he has unleashed.
So, nothing new.
You make fun, Mousy. Well, you do so at your own peril.
Так, да.
Tell me, what do you do with something that is broken? Do you fix it? Or do you raze it to the ground?
You're talking about Chernobylite?
I'm talking about the world!
Not sure I follow.
Why do you think the Rat King chose this world for his wrath? It's not because we're so very noble and good, but because we're evil, sinful, and broken. Fundamentally broken. Our actions have invited him in. Since the dawn of time, we've done unspeakable things to our own kind. And to the world we inhabit. Who knows? Perhaps this is our punishment. Perhaps we deserve.
Yes? Deserve what?
Deserve to live our final days in the age of the rat. Either to atone for our faults, or finally be annihilated.
I'm not a philosopher or a mystic, but I believe there's still a chance for us to improve.
That remains to be seen, Mousy. But we are living in the last days. Mark me.
Ах, єдиний старикан.
How are things, Professor?
Погано.
How do you do, Igor?
Fine. Fine, just getting ready for action. What's up with you?
Before I came here, I was involved with Greenpeace in Ukraine.
Oh, that's commendable. Any successes?
Well, the economic climate wasn't very good at that time. We staged some protests, I even chained myself to a tree once. But in the end, the police would show up and beat the shit out of me.
Don't be so hard on yourself. NGOs have always had it rough in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, it was like bailing out the ocean with a teaspoon. Somebody told me that when Greenpeace first came to Ukraine, they were immediately infiltrated by the KGB. I can't believe this world.
That was the Cold War mentality for you. Every foreign NGO worker is a potential spy or asset.
Some officials promised to help us build an eco-housing project for Chernobyl survivors, but in the end, it came to nothing. The construction company dug a huge hole for the foundation that disappeared with all the materials. And that was the end of it. One giant waste of time. I wish I had been born in your times, Igor. I would have done so much more.
No, you wouldn't. But you probably would have gotten yourself killed.
Жахливі. Часи та й зараз не кращі.
What's going on, Igor?
А, нічого нового. Я зрозумів. Так, мені треба аптечка. Так, одна лярка є. Це мені також, думаю, достатньо. І що в мене по часу? 50. Треба закінчувати, щоб досить довга не була серія. Добре тоді. Щас лягаємо спадки. Проснемося, я закінчу, воно якраз збережеться. О,
Rise and shine, Igor.
ось тобі й Тоня.
Tetiana?
There are things you need to face. Find me in Pripyat.
Tetiana? She's gone. Again.
Якщо опять Прип'ять опять бігати по тому всьому, це буде лишня серія, мені здається. Ладно, я зараз попробую пробігтися сам. Я, здається, вже там був. А що воно, це воно якось повторюється? Може щось я не так зробив, Бог його знає. Добре тоді. На цьому я з вами прощаюся, хай вам щастить і будьте щасливі.